Hi, everybody. I'm Pratibha Agarwal. I am an immigration attorney. I'm based here in Washington, D.C., and we help clients all over the country with all types of applications. We're one of the only firms that does humanitarian applications and also puts the same sort of energy, passion, compassion into business immigration as well. So we help employers sponsor individuals for green cards and other types of visas, but we also help humanitarian clients who might be victims of abuse, victims of trafficking, victims of crime. And of course, we also work with family-based applications as well. So we have a very broad immigration practice. We are based in Washington, D.C., and our clients are all over the country. And I come on live mostly to talk about some humanitarian options, right? Because what's happening right now, people are feeling scared. People feel they don't have status. They're afraid they might get detained by ICE. They're afraid of going to work or going grocery shopping. So we hear this from a lot of our clients. We know this is going on in the community. And what I'm doing here is providing information about humanitarian options that might be available for undocumented folks that are in the US. Just know, often employment-based options will be more limited if you don't currently have status in the US, okay? So usually for employment-based options, you'll need to, if you're in the US already and you're undocumented, you might be precluded from some options. So just keep that in mind. What I'm talking about here is totally fine if you entered illegally. It is okay if you came in, for example, on a tourist visa and then later lost that status. So these are options for folks that are undocumented here that may not be able to change their status. It's to inform you, provide information about different ways that you might be able to get status in the US, perhaps be protected from removal, and ultimately a green card and citizenship, okay? So what I'm talking about here is today we'll be focused on VAWA. We often talk about VAWA. We have a lot of VAWA clients, and we want to provide information for folks that think that they might be interested in VAWA. We're streaming live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. Hi, Raj. Hi, Ashish. Hi, Sunny. Hi, Mike. Monica. Please feel free to put your questions into the chat here, and we will go ahead and answer those questions. Just know that what we provide is just general information. We are not allowed, and I can't get into confidential information about your case. So what I would love to see from you is sort of general information. If you want to contact us, if you want us to perhaps represent you on your case, call our office, schedule a free case evaluation. We're doing them for a very limited time right now. You can call us at 703-348-1663. There's typically a charge to this. However, unfortunately, you know, we are offering them for free right now. We cannot offer them for free, you know, going forward for forever. So we're doing this right now as long as we can. We are offering free case evaluations for humanitarian cases. Okay, so that's only humanitarian cases. So this is going to be folks that are undocumented right now, or maybe that are experiencing abuse, experiencing hardship for a variety of reasons. We want to let you know if you have status, so it doesn't hurt at all. Reach out to our firm. We will talk with you. We'll talk about your specific case and let you know if you are eligible for anything, what that process would look like, what the timing of that might look like. And if you don't qualify, we'll let you know that as well. Okay, you can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. Samuel, thank you for joining. I will get to your question in just a second. So today's question is about a case type called VAWA. I think some of you, if you've been following us for a while, you know a lot about VAWA. But one of the questions that comes up often is, will my abuser find out if I file for a VAWA, right? Which is, will my abuser find out if I file for VAWA? So VAWA, we all know, is a self-petition. If you don't know, it's a self-petition, which means it's the basis of an immigration application for you, a green card application. It could be a basis for a green card application. You can file for this without the assistance of your spouse. So if you are being abused by your spouse is a US citizen or a green card holder, you've lived with them, it's a real marriage, it's not just for immigration purposes, you qualify for VAWA, right? And of course, you need to have the evidence to support that claim. But one of the concerns that comes up for folks who may be in an abusive relationship, you might still be living with your spouse. You wonder, will they find out if I file for VAWA? Will the government contact them if I file for VAWA? So unlike a typical marriage-based application, a VAWA is highly confidential, okay? It's a confidential application. The officers that talk to you, if you do get interviewed for VAWA, this is something new that's happening, they must be trauma informed. So they've gone through training. They should have gone through training to talk to victims of abuse, to talk to folks that have experienced trauma. So everything around VAWA is treated very confidentially. So if your abuser finds out, they reach out to USCIS. USCIS is prohibited from using only the information that they provide to make a decision on your VAWA application. All right, so your application will be treated confidentially. Your abusive spouse will not be contacted by USCIS. If you qualify, that means if you're abused, if you're married to a US citizen or a green card holder, it's a real marriage and you've lived with them during the marriage, then you should be eligible for VAWA. Give us a call if we can help you with this. Again, we're offering free case evaluations for our VAWA clients. So give us a call if you've never talked to our firm before. We can evaluate your situation and let you know if you might qualify, right? We will talk to you about the specific evidence that you might have, and you have nothing to lose if you or someone you know is in this situation. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. All right. Samuel, thank you for joining. Samuel's question is, what happened with the pause in all my cases? My VAWA was approved in June of 2025. I sent in the medical in September of 2025, biometrics, January of 2026. My case is in NBC and not at my local office. Samuel, that is a great question. So if you folks might have heard already that a lot of immigration applications have been paused. So the government has a new biometrics requirement. So they are requiring updated biometrics for many, many different case types. This might involve citizenship. It might involve green card applications such as VAWA, so VAWA-based green card applications. So a lot of cases have taken a pause. There's not an official statement from the government right now on how this will impact the timing, but a lot of cases will be delayed because they are requiring updated fingerprints. They're running additional background checks. They were able to negotiate with the FBI to receive updated background check information, to receive additional information about crimes that might have occurred, which were not appearing before when they were conducting their background checks. So there's going to be increased scrutiny. It might take longer. If you qualify, hang tight. If you have an adjustment of status application pending already, that means you can apply for work authorization. That means you can apply for travel authorization in most cases, although I will tell you, you should definitely not travel right now if you have advanced parole or travel authorization based on a pending VAWA application. So hold off on that. Do not travel until you have your green card. This is the advice we have been giving all our clients all the time, but it is more important than ever now, as the government is really giving folks a hard time when they have traveled on advanced parole with a pending VAWA application. Okay. Serban says, you're a fantastic attorney. Thank you so much. I appreciate you reaching out and joining us today on this live. Okay. Kitty is saying, when will the visa pause end? So there's a certain travel ban that there's limited travel ban, there's full travel ban. Lots of countries are on this list of travel ban list, which basically prevents the government from issuing immigration benefits to anybody from a country on these lists. We don't know when it will end, right? We don't know when it will end. So we will keep you updated. If you want to follow us, I would highly recommend it. Follow us, like us. We're Agarwal Immigration, so AGARWAL Immigration, on all the platforms. So we're right now on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. Follow us, like us, subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date. We'll be providing information on immigration updates in the news. But we will also be providing information based on what we're seeing, what our colleagues are seeing, so you can stay up to date on what's happening kind of real time that might not be in the news. So it will be a great way for you to stay up to date on what's going on in immigration generally, specifically about VAWA right now is what we're doing. We're coming out live and talking to you about VAWA. Okay, give us a call if we can help you. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. My name is Pratibha Agarwal. I am an immigration attorney. I'm based in Washington, D.C. We help clients all over the country. We help with all types of cases. So we really do have our hands in a lot of different case types, including employment-based immigration as well. But what this live is for is to provide information to our friends in the U.S. that might be undocumented, that might be looking for options on how to get a work permit, how to eventually obtain a green card. We want to provide information that would encourage you to apply for status in the U.S. if you're eligible, and you might be eligible even if you are undocumented, even if you entered illegally. So it's very important to understand that there might be options and to look and see what options are available for you, because now is the time to get you in status, to get your family in status if that's possible. All right, you can give us a call, 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. My name again is Pratibha Agarwal. I am an immigration attorney in DC. We help clients all over the country. And we have some folks here that have shared the live, which is awesome. Thank you so much. So if you have friends that may benefit from a conversation like this, make sure to share this with them. Let them know they should join our Facebook page. They should subscribe to our YouTube channel. This way you can stay up to date on what's going on in immigration, not just what's in the news, but also what's occurring in our practice. We provide information on that as well. Don says, what qualifies you for a VAWA application, right? So what qualifies you for a VAWA application? That's a great question. We talk a lot about VAWA here on this in this live, and often when I come on live, I talk a lot about VAWA. So what qualifies you for a VAWA application? So there are different types of relationships that can qualify you for a VAWA. What we talk about here in this conversation mostly, and most of our clients apply for a VAWA based on an abusive marriage, right? So if you are here in the US, you're married to somebody who's a US citizen or a green card holder, you live with them, it's a real marriage, so it's not just for immigration purposes, and there's abuse in that marriage, then you might qualify for a VAWA. So we have to see if you're eligible. Give us a call. We can do that. One thing to note is that the type of abuse that's necessary for a VAWA, most people assume that it has to be physical abuse, but emotional abuse qualifies for a VAWA, right? Extreme cruelty is also a ground for VAWA. So if your spouse is controlling you, if your spouse is controlling the money that you get, taking your money, preventing you from having independence in the relationship, isolating you from friends and family, insulting you, humiliating you. So these are all different ways that the relationship can be abusive. And this is the type of abuse that can help you get a self-petition, which means apply for a green card on your own without the help of your spouse if you're experiencing all of this. Okay? Give us a call if we can help you. If it's you or someone you know, you might be undocumented, you might have entered illegally, but you can still qualify for this if that is the case. All right, give us a call, 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. My name again is Pratibha Agarwal. I am an immigration attorney based in Washington, D.C. We do help clients all over the country with all types of applications. All right. Bad Pusha is asking, how long does VAWA take? How long does VAWA take? So VAWA takes actually kind of a long time. So it's often for our clients a two-part process. We apply for everything at the same time, but there's the VAWA plus the green card application, which is called the adjustment of status application if they're here in the US. VAWA alone is taking between 3 and 4 years right now. We've had some clients approved very, very quickly. Within only a few months, we've requested an expedite because they qualify. Not everyone qualifies for an expedite, and it's been approved in a few months. But the general time frame, the average time frame, is between 3 and 4 years for your VAWA to be approved. Your green card should be approved if you qualify, of course, within a year of the VAWA application. Okay. But Krisha is saying, I think it was 5 years. Remember, the average is about 3 to 4 years, so it could be longer if maybe you have maybe a criminal history, or maybe just the adjudicator that is reviewing your application maybe got pushed around to different offices based on availability. So there are different factors that could affect how long it's taking. Maybe your application was incomplete and they needed additional evidence. So there's many things that could impact that. Okay. So the average time frame, I would say, is 3 to 4 years, but it is a little bit all over the place in terms of how long VAWA is taking. All right. What if I don't have any written proof of the abuse? What if I don't have written proof of the abuse? So for most of our clients, we will help them prepare a detailed affidavit. So what our team does is we reach out to you if you're working with us, and we just ask you questions. We ask you questions about the relationship. We ask you questions about different incidents, and your job is to just be truthful, provide as much detail as you can remember, and be as complete as you can remember, right? So we want you to be truthful, provide as much detail as you can remember. We're just asking questions. Your job is to listen to our question and just give us truthful responses with as much detail as you can remember. We take that information and we draft it into an affidavit for VAWA. So we will categorize what you tell us into different types of abuse. We will give you that affidavit that we draft so you can review it and make sure we captured everything accurately. If you remember some things later on, you can let us know. We'll update the affidavit. And once everything looks good is when you sign it and we submit that as part of your application. Okay, so that is a very, very strong piece of evidence. Some people also have text messages, right? So they have text messages that are insulting. Maybe they have videos of what's going on, broken items around their house. They took photographs of that, bruises on their bodies. That could also be evidence, right? But what's very, very important for VAWA is this detailed declaration. Okay, it's this detailed declaration that we, if you work with a law firm, most law firms will help you put that together based on the information that you provide. So if you're worried about how you're going to write this, or you're worried about your English or how it would sound, or not sure what to put in there, it's okay. What we will do is just ask questions, and your job is to answer truthfully so we can prepare that affidavit on your behalf that you will, of course, review and approve before we submit. All right. Give us a call if we can help you with your VAWA case. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. We have clients all over the country. If you like this conversation, if you want more information about different options, if you're undocumented here in the US, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our channel, like us on YouTube. We're also on Instagram, TikTok, of course. We will be on regularly providing information and updates on what's going on in immigration. We have a number of different newsletters that go out every week. You can go to our website, agarwalimmigration.com, and you can subscribe to those newsletters. They go out about once a week and give you updates on immigration. They're short, bite-sized, easy to process, and you can reach out to us if you want to talk to us about your case. 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. All right. Wookie says, my dad has a pending AOS through me, a clean record. Can he fly domestically? So technically, yes. But if he is undocumented, he doesn't have a real ID or something like that, he might have issues, right? So if he's in the US, he doesn't have status, I would not be flying domestically. I would definitely not be flying internationally, just because there's ICE in airports. You don't want to take that risk. If you're doing a parent-based green card, then that should actually go very quickly. Like if you are a US citizen and you're sponsoring your parent, if they're already in the US, and you've provided a clean application, it should go very quickly. So just wait till that's done before he gets on to fly domestically, especially if his current status has expired. Okay, I hope that's helpful to you, Wookie Monster. If you would like to talk to us more about your case, you can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. We are offering currently, as I mentioned, free consultations for humanitarian cases such as VAWA, U visas, and T visas. So you might qualify for an absolutely free case evaluation. We will review your case. We'll go through the process with you so we can figure out what you might be eligible for and walk you through what that process looks like, what that timeline looks like. the documents that you will need for that. So give us a call if we can help you. 703-348-1663. If you like this conversation, you like the information that you're hearing, you want to be updated on changes in immigration, which is happening by the minute, it feels like. Make sure you like us and follow us, subscribe to our channel. We're Agarwal Immigration everywhere on all of the platforms, just Agarwal, Agarwal Immigration. And my name, of course, is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney in DC, helping clients all throughout the United States on all types of applications. Another question here, do I need to have witnesses for the abuse, right? Do I need to have witnesses for the abuse? So in many abusive relationships, the abuse occurs when no one is around, right? So the abuse could be, by if you are experiencing physical abuse and that happened, you didn't call the police, you have some kind of proof, maybe photographs, text messages, threats, anything like that. Even if others didn't experience the abuse, your statement that this occurred is a very strong piece of evidence, right? So your affidavit has to be considered by USCIS. So what we want to do is have a full, complete, strong affidavit that captures all the types of abuse you might have been experiencing in that relationship. Okay, give us a call if we can help you. 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. Let's see. Okay, Mezen says, I'm a US citizen and I want to petition for my son. He's single and over 21. Perfect, so that's definitely something that is possible. If your son is in the US and without status, that's going to be difficult, right? So if your son is outside of the US, you're a US citizen, he's over 21, it's a pretty straightforward process depending on which country he's from. There's some delays right now for some countries that are on the travel ban list. You'll want to check that out online to see if your country is subject to this travel ban. If that's the case, the application could be a little bit slower, but I would still get started because everyone will be submitting applications. The petition could be approved, and then when the ban is lifted, your son will be ready to process their green card abroad if they're located abroad. It's important to know that the wait time is very long. I want to say it's over 10 years right now, but what you can do is check the visa bulletin, and it has all of the time frames on how long these types of applications are taking. So depending on where your son is from, where he is a citizen, we'll have to see how long that country, there are a certain number of visas that are issued per country per year, and we'll get an idea looking online on the visa bulletin to see how long it might be taking for this particular country for people in that category. So children 21 and over from whichever country, there will be a date, and everything before that date is what's currently being processed. So if you file now, you can get an idea. It'll take 17 years, it could take 15 years, but we'll have a general idea on how long it might take for your son's green card application to be processed. Okay? I know that's not a great answer because most people want to be together sooner, but it is a pretty long wait time for that. All right. Awesome. Great. Well, thank you everybody for joining me. I am on here weekly, going live on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram and TikTok, providing information about immigration, answering some questions. If you'd like to meet with us, please give us a call at 703-348-1663. We do our consultations by phone, by Zoom, and in person. So don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we will talk to you about your specific case and provide information for you that will be helpful to figure out your immigration journey. Okay? I hope everyone's doing well, and join me again. I will be on here again to answer some questions. All right? Thank you so much. Have a great afternoon.